RPGaDay 2018 as day 10, and the question today is, how has gaming changed you? This is about the fourth time I've tried to record this. Hopefully this will be the one that I stick with. So I got into games, somebody introduced me to AD&D when I was about 11 at school, and I think that Christmas 1982 I got basic red box D&D and first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons player's handbook. And over the course of the 80s I stopped playing D&D. I played Middle-earth role-playing, we played Cyberpunk, RuneQuest, friends of mine were playing Warhammer Fantasy, massive number of games, really into. If there was a new game out, we bought it, we read it. Whether or not we actually played it or not, I'm not sure, but we certainly owned a lot of games, and we'd read them all, and some of them we played. I then had about a 25-year break, and I started playing again a few years ago. So trying to recall how those games changed me as a kid, I have no idea. I know I met some really cool people from it. I read some really interesting stuff. I was exposed to fiction that I otherwise wouldn't have been. I think it's fair to say that the reason that my family found Terry Pratchett was down to role-playing games. When Light Fantastic came out, there was a thing in White Dwarf magazine that was talking about that, and I thought, well, that sounds good. So I bought The Colour of Magic and the Light Fantastic for my dad, and we read everything Terry Pratchett ever put out. That aside, so I think trying to work out what it was like in the 80s for me is probably a bit tricky. I think the last 4 or 5 years that I've been playing, the big thing has been trying to deal with social anxiety. I suffer immensely from social anxiety, and although I'm quite outgoing and I talk a lot, I'm really quite nervous around people. And when I got back into gaming, I thought, all right, I'll see whether or not anybody on Facebook that I know wants to play again. And I thought, with the cattle prod and an awful lot of emotional blackmail, I might get a game out of somebody. And I think I had about 15 people come back and say, yeah, when are we playing? So wind on a couple of years, we've got a small, I suppose it is a club, that runs once every 2 weeks. We've got 2 tables doing ongoing campaigns. We've had lots of different people playing, and that's been really good. Most of the people that are there are people that I'm friends with, first and foremost, and I game with secondly. Actually, I'd probably say everybody there fits into that category. But there are a couple of people that I've met purely through gaming, which has been good. The big step that I had to make, that I wanted to make, was to go out and play with people that I didn't know. And I think the first time that happened, I played with Jason Green ran a game, and Alex was playing in it as well. It was a Hollow Earth Expedition game, and I got a mate of mine to come and join in as well, because one of the things was we were running low on players, and the other thing was it would be easier for me to break that if there was somebody else there that I knew. And a really good time. So I played at the old Brigade Con online convention. I played in a couple of games there, and I had a really good time. And that led me to being able to go to Dragon Meet a couple of years ago and think, okay, you know what, I'm going to go in and I'm going to play a game with people that I have never met before. And I lucked into an amazing game of Call of Cthulhu, and I had an absolutely brilliant time. Last year, building on that, I went to Dragon Meet again, and this time I played in 3 games over the whole day. And I don't think I knew, the only person I knew was Kevin Rolfe, who was running the final game. Other than that, it was just walk in cold, say hello to a group of people I didn't know before, and play. And it's really good. It's really helped me And chatting online and playing online with various people has really helped my confidence and made me realise actually I can do this, and I'm quite good at this. So the next thing for me to conquer is I've run a couple of games for people that I don't know, but the next thing is to do a con game. And that's quite a big thing for me, to sit down and say, okay, in 4 hours, I will give a group of players that I do not know a good gaming experience. That makes me nervous because I don't want to cock it up. I don't want to wreck someone's con and have them walk out and think, well, that was 4 hours of my life that I paid for and I'm never getting back again. But I think it's the social aspect of gaming which has most changed me in the last couple of years, and really taught me stuff about myself and helped me step out of my comfort zone. So I think that's probably the best answer for how has gaming changed me, without me trying to go into every minute detail and facet of what it's done for me. But certainly a hobby I'm pleased to got back into. Anyway, talk to you guys tomorrow.